Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, and if you're new here, hi, I'm Debbie and I make art videos. In today's video, I thought we would just hang out together, chat a little bit, and do some gouache painting. So I prepped some pages and let's get started. Discovered this little hack of printing my line art onto watercolor paper when I don't want to transfer it over. And on this day I wasn't feeling particularly well, so I prepped a bunch of drawings that I had scanned and some digital drawings that I had on my iPad, and then I just have the stack to go to whenever I'm in the mood to paint and I don't have to prep anything. My intention with today's painting was to look at some reference that I had compiled from the golden age of illustration, and this particular picture is from Joe Bowler, and I wanted to use the same colors in my little sketch that I had transferred onto this watercolor paper, and I thought I could get the same effect just by using the same color palette, but that is not the case. So spoiler, I did fail at this one, but don't worry, I tried something else. Where things started falling apart is that I had my Pinterest folder open and I started looking at other pictures surrounding that one, and I thought, oh, that red looks cool, oh, that blue looks nice. And it turns out I can't take a color from one painting and add it to this palette because it isn't the right choice. So I failed big time. The colors turned into something very like storybooky, which is not what I wanted. But you know, I've discovered recently that I really enjoy when things are hard. And when things are hard, that means half the time I'm gonna fail. But that's okay. I don't mind failing big, because failing big really makes the problems glaringly obvious. And then I know what I need to tackle and what I need to work on. So I came away with the knowledge from this failure that what I liked about these compositions and these color palettes was the way that these big blocks of colors vibrated next to each other. And that is a result of having a very specific color selection in order for those colors to dance that way next to each other. So, you know, I don't know how to do that yet. So I went back to the drawing table. So I turned the camera off and I did a little study from the artist Kurt Ard, and then that helped me figure out what it is that I wanted out of gouache. I guess it's like I'm trying to figure out what I want out of painting. And then I found another study to film, essentially. And I drew it out and went to bed. And tomorrow is always a fresh new day. Take advantage of that. I think when you're lacking inspiration, or in my case, confidence, the next best thing is just setting intention. I think that that can be just as powerful in an art practice. One of the things that I love about studies and why they're so addictive is that it really forces your mind to slow down, and you do things a little bit more methodically, and you have to think about them. And sometimes when you're just kind of winging it, you're not really thinking about what you're doing. And it's a little bit more of a mental process, but you always learn a lot in the process. And so I slowed down and noticed the colors that I was attracted to, and you know, this yellow green that seems to pop up a lot, and the variations of it, slowly adding more green and more blue to certain shades, the molted color, how the male's skin tone is always a little bit pinker and a little bit darker than the female skin tone in a lot of these old golden era illustrations. It's kind of a idealized depiction, and you'll see it in a lot of artworks throughout the ages. So I've set my goals high to be able to do this kind of color mastery, but you know, you have to have a gold post to reach for, and it might as well be way out of reach, because you know, why not? Adding this yellow in really started to bring things together, this kind of very pale but very vibrant yellow, and noticing kind of the color intensity and the variations of color within a mass of color was key, I think, to this look, and something that I really like in this era of painting. And also, it's just something that I like in general. I like graphic arts is what I realized. I love poster art, I love comic book art, I love animation art, and these are all commercial graphic specific, really bold kind of art styles. Texture is something that I often neglect, but I noticed that there was some dry brushing with the grass at the bottom of this piece, and I thought, you gotta add that in because it's kind of key to the look of that grass. And, it was really. So if you don't know, dry brushing is just using a dry brush. And then I thought I would try some other little texture things. This would probably be done better with a sponge, but the little dabbing motion worked pretty good. So growth is a slow process. It's often a 2 steps forward, 1 step back kind of thing. And whenever you get lost, get directions. Get directions from somebody that knows what they're doing. Do a study. I think studies are awesome. And make sure you get your proportions right. Look at that, I squished it there. But that's really key. Look at the frame and get your proportions right. It's key.
Thank you for sticking around to the end. And if you want to see more from me, there'll be some links here popping up here shortly. And I'll see you all soon at the next one. Bye, guys.